A conversation with a narcissist is not a normal conversation, what you would think or what you would expect to take place between two parties. A conversation, normally, you would think of it as a free exchange of ideas between two people, like a back and forth conversation. A conversation with a narcissist is, the narcissist is the teacher and you are the student, essentially, because the narcissist, they want to indoctrinate you into their way of thinking. So it's almost like they want to turn you into a disciple of the narcissist, like almost like a preacher or a pastor constantly mentions, I'm the shepherd and you're the sheep. Like, they want people that follow, and they constantly mention, like, being obedient in certain religions, for instance. So it's a similar dynamic between the narcissist and the person they're talking to. They want to just kind of like talk at you and preach at you, and you're just supposed to sit there and agree with everything they say. Like you might bring up opinions, but then they kind of like circle it back around to their opinion, and this is what it is, and it kind of, you know what I mean? You'll notice, like, they'll repeat things and they'll bring it back to their viewpoint, like, well, this is what it is. So if you try to kind of go in a different direction, they'll then repeat over and over, like, what their opinion is, until you finally just agree with them, and then you're like, well, yeah, I guess you're right. Like, you know what I mean? By the time the conversation is over, you might find yourself actually agreeing with them. And oftentimes it's unconscious. Like, you don't even notice you're doing it. It just happens. And so they're kind of crafty in this way. I don't know if I would call it, I don't really call them smart. I don't agree with that they're smart, because I don't think using your brain for evil, I don't consider that smart. I just consider that more of a, like, deviant behavior. Like, you're using your mind for different purposes than the average individual would, whereas I would consider intelligence to be using your mind for things that actually help the world and make the world a better place. But be very cognizant of when you're talking to someone, if they are more so trying to indoctrinate you than having an actual free exchange of ideas that is going back and forth, and you might make a point and they'll go, oh, that's interesting. Oh, you have a good point. You're never going to get that with a narc, because it's their way or the highway. So it's more like them preaching at you, and you're the disciple, and you're just supposed to be like a sponge and just soak all this information up. That's really what they want. Because remember, they're the tyrant, they are the leader, and what they say goes, and you're just supposed to, be there, be a good sheep, follow along, go along for the ride, and whatever they want, whatever they say, that's the way it's going to be. So these are things to be mindful of in early stages, because if you start noticing this early on, you can quickly, look for an exit, and you're actually going to dodge a very big bullet in the long run. That's the reason why I'm pointing this out.